Good evening and welcome to the Barely News, your weekly source for news with a heaping shovelful of satire to make it go down easier. I'm your host, Teddy the Bear, and with me tonight, my co-host, a bear named Teddy. Our first story tonight comes from CNN, where they say self-checkout. People hate it, but companies still use it. Why? Well, CNN, the answer is simple. Minimum wage being too high, companies prefer to force the customer to perform the work for them for free. Therefore, they install systems that eliminate labor and pass the expense onto fixed expense like machinery. That was pretty simple. In other sadder news, former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe slain. Homemade guns to blame. Shinzo Abe was slain this past week using a homemade shotgun, comprised of a pair of pipes attached to a board in some manner. Gun control components have stated in the past that homemade guns or ghost guns should be registered to prevent crimes. We have asked ourselves here at the station whether or not a law of this type in Japan would have been successful in preventing the slaying of Shinzo Abe. The answer is no. We would like to, however, take a moment to recognize the death of Shinzo Abe and have a moment of silence. In our final story of the evening, in actual news, environmentalist and completely irrelevant human being Greta says that no matter how much we greenwash the nukes, it will never make them green. The cast of Bear Lightning News would like to ask Greta why on earth we would ever paint nuclear power plants green and what that has to do with anything. Having said that, Greta's own policies of asking for wind towers and solar power raises the question of what she thinks we're going to do with all the waste when they wear out. Germany already has problems burying wind tower blades and dealing with waste from solar collectors. But Greta doesn't seem to care about that. So we ask you, Greta, what is it that you want and why do we have to hear you continue to whine? On our final segment tonight, we are asking the big questions in life. Tonight's question, cheese, is it delicious? The answer is yes, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Thank you very much for tuning in to Bear Lightning News. We'd like to ask you to like, subscribe, comment, and grr. Thank you, and have a good night.